Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Waterhole Show, everyone. My name is Amy, and I will be with you for the show today. And wow, what a start here at Mantis Founders Lodge in the Eastern Cape with this incredible rhino and zebra just feeding next to the water. Now, a reminder to everyone that this is a live and interactive show, so please do say hello to me and let me know who you are, where you're watching from. And if you have any questions as we go along, you can send through those questions on the Wild Earth app on the website, or you can join the chat on X using the hashtag WildEarth, or pop them into the YouTube chat stream using @FC. It's so wonderful that we're able to show rhinos at this particular location. And what a treat to have one on the screen today. This is a white rhino, for those of you who may be wondering. You can see that by just the shape of its face. Oh, sounds like something's around water, or I don't know, maybe that was just the rhino making some rhino noises. Oh, there were more zebra on the other side of the waterhole. I think that's what we were hearing, a little bit closer to the camera. Wow, look at this whole herd of plain zebra arriving here. Oh, there is another rhino. I thought maybe that was the case. This is a much younger one. Oh, there's another two. Oh, wow, this is very cool. I think this is a mom and calf, and then the other was a bull. Oh, this is absolutely epic. Wow, what a start to the afternoon. Now, I know some of you were maybe expecting Taylor to be on the show today, but she asked me to fill in for her last minute. So I'm very happy to be back with you for an extra bonus live at the Waterhole today. We have some very strong windy weather today, and that is affecting the internet connection around some areas of the Lowveld. But I'm very glad that mine is fine and we're able to have the show together. Darcy Miller, I couldn't agree with you more. What a way to start the show. And Kim, hi. You say good to see rhino with zebra. You can hear some oxpeckers calling there as well in the background. You can actually see them sitting on that smaller rhino. And that call is so distinct of the red-billed oxpecker. Bill, hello. You want to know what they're feeding on? I think there is grass there. There must be. Both rhinos, white rhinos and zebra feed on grass. So I did actually see when that bull was still by the water, um, he was munching on some of this grass that is around the waterhole there. We don't have such a great view of it, but there is a few dry stalks that we can see from this side. So there, Bill, you can see these zebras eating that sort of dry grass. What grass in particular, I have no idea. They mixed, they bulk grazers, so they'll eat really most types of grasses out here, as are rhinos. But this little one is so cute. Jay Connor, you say rhinos are your favorite. Me too, in particular, baby rhinos. Now, this little one is actually quite big already. You can see how it's starting to grow its horn there. But really, really little rhino calves are just my absolute favorite. Maybe we'll see this heron actually catch a fish, everyone. How cool would that be? Well, there really is just so much to take in at this sighting, and what a beautiful waterhole to spend some time at with that view out over the valley. It's a stunning spot here at Mantis Founders Lodge in the Eastern Cape. The Egyptian geese are also wanting to get some camera time, making themselves heard. Donna Marie, you saying hello to everyone, and you're from Findlay, Ohio. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. This is your favorite show. Very, very cool to have you, Donna Marie. Thank you so much. Jay Connor, you've asked an interesting question about which are more aggressive, white or black rhino. So, generally speaking, the black rhino is known to be more aggressive. It's generally a solitary animal and tends to be in much thicker bush because of them being browsers and not grazers like these rhinos we're looking at now. They are chewing grass, you can see that. And just generally a lot more aggressive in behavior are the black rhinos. Now, interestingly enough, more incidents that are reported with people on foot tend to be with white rhinos. And not the black rhinos. And I think it's because as guides or people who are on foot in the bush, you tend to know this about black rhinos, that they are more aggressive and one must be more careful around them. And white rhinos being more relaxed tends to happen is that people then take more chances with white rhino walking. They think they can get a lot closer to them. They think that they are easier to view, and therefore perhaps one tends to let their guard down a little bit more than you would with a black rhino, when in actual fact we should be treating them the same. And in those sort of instances, that's where white rhino can get defensive or aggressive. Of course, it's still a wild animal and it still has natural instincts just as much as a black rhino does. And yes, it's not just going to, out of the blue, it hears one twig break or picks up your scent and it'll just charge at you. But if it notices enough times that something is sneaking up on it, or it has a calf, or it's injured, that rhino will behave aggressively towards a person on foot. or even a vehicle. Sometimes, most of the time, it's 100% fine. But we all have seen videos of rhinos actually chasing vehicles away and that sort of thing, and that can happen with white or black rhino. So it's important to remember that, especially on foot, to treat an approach or positioning for viewing just the same whether you're looking at a black rhino or a white rhino. It is still important to put safety of all concerned at the forefront, and also to respect and safety of that animal included, so that you don't end up having to do something that would just be tragic in terms of having to shoot it or something like that. Anyway, but generally, Jay Connor, black rhinos are known to be more aggressive than white rhinos. Well, while we wait for the sun to come out here again, let's head over to Victoria Falls and see some birds. Ah, not just birds, but also a very large crocodile that is busy sunning itself. Now, these particular birds are known as marabou storks, everyone. They are rather large, and they often hang out here around this Vic Falls waterhole, known as also as undertakers. They look a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say depressing, but they are quite hunched over. They've got these bald heads with sort of random bits of grey fur on them. So not the most attractive part of what's known as the ugly five in the bush. I don't agree with all the members of that group, but I do think the marabou stork does fit in there quite well. But still a very, very important part of the ecosystem and vital to cleaning up carcasses. And that's part of why that head is so bare and the neck. It allows them to really dig in without getting too much in the way. And that massive, very pointy bill, of course, helping to open carcasses, to pluck out what they need, and also tear off chunks of meat. it's also quite interesting to note that for the marabou storks, that their legs are very white in color, which is very noticeable. They actually have black legs, very dark legs, and you can see that by the bottom of their sort of their feet are usually a bit lighter in color, especially if they walk through water, and the white rubs off. And that's actually their excrement, whether you want to call that urine or feces or whatever, that comes out of a bird. It's actually a combination of both together, and that turns the legs white, which is called urihydrosis. That's the term used, and it's when that exact thing, so turning the legs whiter in color, reflects heat rather than the darker natural color of the leg, and helps cool down the blood vessels that are in the leg. So urihydrosis, very, very interesting, that the marabou stork uses. Lodge, you have an interesting question about a crocodile, which is there on the screen. Also, does this crocodile have a short tail? I was trying to work it out if that tail is actually short at the end, or is it just the reflection of the water that's making it look. It's possibly actually just the water level that's making it look like the tail is cut off with the reflection. Anyway, Lodge, you're asking a question about how crocodiles satisfy their hunger, because it doesn't seem like there's much opportunity to eat something, especially in the pans. They don't eat a lot of birds, or do they? So, Lodge, it's an interesting one and a good observation with regards to the crocs, but they actually mostly live off fish. The catfish, particularly, that are in the waterhole. And of course, if there's an opportunity to take something bigger, then they will. Whether that's an antelope or a bird, absolutely. I've seen them try to catch Egyptian geese before, but it's just about output versus reward. So if the energy expended to try and catch something versus what the energy amount of energy that particular thing would give it versus the chance of success. So often they just stick to the catfish in the water, and then if they manage to get something larger, then that will last them for a very long time as well. They don't have to hunt that often whatsoever. Well, this has been awesome to be here at Vic Falls, everyone. Who knows, we may be back a little bit later. But I think let's head over to Rosie's Pan, one of my favorite spots, and see a herd of elephants that have come to drink. When Tadiwa mentioned there was a baby elephant here, I was like, we have to go. How cute is this little one, everybody? Now, the fact that it was bending down like that to drink with its mouth means that it can't use its trunk yet to drink. So I think this baby is maybe a month or two old. It's difficult with the camera to get an exact feel, but it's very small, still a little bit doddery on its legs. And only at about a year do they start really using their trunk properly. So it's definitely younger than that. And look how close it sticks to mom's side. That's where it feels the most safe and secure. Is this a second baby? It must be. It's also very small, everybody. Oh, it is so cute. Oh, I think it was sitting down again to try and drink with its mouth. It was also looking like its whole mouth and sort of legs were wet when we saw it first. Like I was saying, when they don't quite know how to use their trunk yet, they'll bend down and stick their whole face in the water. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, cute. And look, it's trying, it's struggling. Oh, sweet. Hello, little one. Hi. So cute, everyone. That was a real treat. Wow. Anime, you want to know how long elephants' mom waits in between their pregnancies? So, Anime, from when a female gets pregnant, she will usually have another pregnancy or have a calf maybe every 3 to 5 years. So, if we think she gets pregnant, the gestation's 22 months, basically 2 years. She can then fall pregnant immediately again. She is fertile. So, depending how quickly she's mated with after that, she could have her next calf in 2 years, which would make them about 4 years apart. So, that's why we look at a calf every basically, it can't really be sooner than 4 years after the initial pregnancy. So, when her first calf is 2, she could have her next calf. But usually it doesn't happen immediately like that. So they might be within the next year she'll fall pregnant again, which gives the age gap maybe 3 or 4 years between her first and her second calf or her next calf. Well, no signs of any birds popping down here at Rosie's Pan just yet. So let's head up to Kenya and see what's come to drink at Old Doniel. Wow, what a show we are having, everyone. This is really fantastic for a Saturday afternoon. I hope you're all enjoying it. And here we have some beautiful zebra and a giraffe around the waterhole at Old Doniel Lodge. There's something very special about these. Oh, that one's rubbing its head on the other one's bum. Convenient. Very special about these zebra here at Old Doniel. It's something to do with the very crisp black and white color against the greenery and then the blue and white in the sky. It really is stunning. I could watch them all day. Well, the zebras have moved off and the giraffe, everyone, but there is somewhere else that looks like a giraffe is coming to drink when the rhinos are still around. So let's head back over to Mantis Founders and see what's happening at that waterhole. Well, there we go. We have a peeping giraffe coming over the hill. Heron is still here. Very busy heron today. That is a grey heron. Wow, how amazing to have giraffe, zebras, as well as the rhino that are still hanging around, and lots of birds. Sorry about that, everyone. We just had an issue with the feed there, but let's have a look at these elephants who have come to drink at Rosie's Pan. I'm sure we'll be back over to the mixed herd of animals that are around Mantis Founders Waterhole soon enough. And you can see here how blustery it is. I was talking about the wind earlier. You can see how the trees are moving in the background. While these elephants continue their peaceful drink here, let's head back over to Mantis and see what the giraffe, zebra, and rhino are up to. Looks like this giraffe is following a path, and hopefully, I don't know, looks like he's not really interested, to be honest, at this point in time. It was just en route to wherever he's heading to. You can see some of the not the pied wagtails, the Cape wagtails around in front of us, nearest to the water. You can see named very appropriately for that wagging tail that goes up and down all the time. Oh, it does look like this giraffe is just passing by, everybody. Peter, it does look quite dry, around this particular waterhole. Although in the background it is quite green, and I do know that the Eastern Cape has had a lot of rain in the last little while. If you or anyone else is familiar with our live safaris, which happen every morning and afternoon, it's actually coming up very soon after the waterhole show. Um, you would see how green Amakala is, which is one of the locations. It's not too far from where this waterhole camera is. It's the same region, and there's been a lot of rain. So even though it looks dry, maybe on the immediate area around this waterhole, it is very green in the surrounding bush. But maybe you were referring to when we were at Rosie's Pan. Yes, the bush has gotten very dry. The grass has gotten dry. The trees have lost their leaves. But fortunately, we did have good rains earlier in the year. So a lot of the pans and main water sources are still very, very full, which is fantastic and should hold water all the way till the rains come again later in the year, which is fantastic news. Catherine, you say this is a zebra pool party. Not quite like an Ellie pool party that we've come to know and love here on the show, but definitely very awesome to have so many zebras hanging around here at this particular location. Sandy, good to hear from you. You say good morning, Amy. How tall is the grey heron? So a grey heron stands on average about a meter high. I believe that is 40 inches. If that measurement makes more sense to you, Sandy. So yeah, quite big. A meter is quite tall. In comparison, that marabou stork we were looking at is quite a lot bigger. It stands almost 1.5 times the size of a heron at 1.5 meters or 5 feet tall. Spas, you say that you like the red soils of Founders Lodge. It is a beautiful soil here, very rich in nutrients, I think, with this deep red color. Often that's from sort of iron oxide that's within the soil. And you can actually see some of the red that's rubbed off on some of the zebra's legs as well, or if they actually do some dust bathing. I'm sure their whole coat can turn, well, the white parts can turn quite reddish in color. June, hi, you want to know if it's true that zebra stripes are meant to dazzle and confuse predators? So, yes, I believe that is true, especially when they're all standing together. So, one on their own, it's not quite as effective. But if they're all standing in a group, similar to what they're doing now, but even imagine them closer together, those stripes sort of all blend into one big mass, and it's very difficult for a predator to see an individual within the whole group. I mean, even for us looking at them, sometimes it's a bit dazzling to see all the stripes. So it can maybe throw a predator off of their hunting tactics, or make them feel a little bit more unsure of themselves. So yes, that is true, June. This is so beautiful. Just have a look at the reflection of this heron, everyone. It's definitely on the hunt. I'm hoping that it stays where we can see it and hopefully even see it catch something. And it's just catching the most beautiful light now at the moment. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's going to come onto the rock to get a bit of a better angle. Wow, this is very special. Mindy, it is. It really is. The reflection is absolutely stunning. And the colors, the very red soil in the background, the green hills, the blue sky. It almost looks like this whole picture has a filter on it. But it doesn't. It's just the yellow sunlight. Oh, and the giraffe is appearing in the background. This is very cool. Oh, those are warthogs. I thought maybe they were warthogs. Oh, awesome. Oh, it got something. It caught it. I thought we were going to see this happen, everyone. Wow. There we go. Grey heron made a kill. Is that a fish? It could be a frog. What a scene. Absolutely amazing. I've got the biggest smile on my face. And Mom and Piglets are here having a drink. Tadiwa says she can hear my smile. It's true, it's true. I wonder if we can check on that heron. If otherwise, if it's moved too far, that's fine. But it would be cool to just get a better look at what it caught. Oh wow, there's 2 giraffes. How cool is this? Just checking if we can see that heron, but it may have moved off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I thought it would actually eat quite quickly. It was quite a small thing that it caught, so it's already looking for the next thing to hunt. And there we go, the focus has just come right, everyone. Wow, look at that. Not exactly sure what it does with its throat there. I saw it doing it even before it ate. I think it was a fish that it caught. So I'm not sure if that just has something with adjusting the throat or something with the tongue inside the mouth. But that concentration, it's so focused on what it's doing. Oh, and any moment it can just launch its head forward and grab something swimming past. Mindy, you say this is the way the world should be. I think that's part of why so many people have fallen in love with safari or the bush or nature. Um, and it does sort of just give you an unspoilt version of what, I don't know, the world, nature could be, should be. Everyone has their own opinions, of course, but it is very special and so wonderful that we get to be a part of it in a unique way. That reflection just is so beautiful in the water, even of the tree next to it. It really does create a beautiful scene. Oh, I got another one. This is epic. Very, very cool. And they'll eat it quite quickly. They sort of put it through the beak, crush it a little bit to soften it, and then it'll go very fast down the hatch. There we go, already eaten. It was awesome. There's the giraffe coming into the background. Oh, Donna, that's very sweet. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It's a pleasure, and it's not just me. It's Wild Earth, the whole team, and the fact that we've partnered with African to give us access to these cameras and create this show. It is very, very cool, and of course, being able to drive at Buna and Impala and make that into a very special and unique experience for all of you viewers at home as well. Oh, and it got another one. This heron must have the highest success rate of all the grey herons that I've ever seen. This is amazing. Diva says that this heron is getting greedy. I think it's just hungry. Maybe it skipped breakfast. Dark Main Lover, thank you so much for your message. It's always appreciated. You say good afternoon, Amy, and thanks for hosting this fantastic live at the Waterhole show. You enjoy all the cam sightings and the knowledge shared. Well, it's a pleasure, Dark Main Lover. Thank you for always sending through such lovely messages of encouragement, not only to myself, but all the naturalists that do come onto Wild Earth. It really is appreciated. It seems like this heron is continuing its hunt at this waterhole. I'm not sure if the zebras are still around. Maybe there they are. Just as I was asking. Anna May, you want to know if herons have really good eyes? How is it that they are seeing all these fish without even putting its head in the water? So yes, Anna May, herons have incredible eyesight. They are apparently about 3 times more detailed than what we would be able to see as humans. How incredible. So it's both their depth perception as well as having binocular vision and then anti-glare off the water. So they don't actually, like we are seeing the reflection in the water, they would actually be able to see through that. I think something like polarized in a way. They're able to see right through, not have to worry about the other issues that light may give, or reflections or things like that. And apparently they can also zoom very quickly, so change between distance, what distance they're looking at, which is really, really cool. So they have incredible eyesight, Anime. It really is beautiful to see these zebras. They're hanging around here, which is really cool. And also, this heron is also doing its thing. Still looking for some more snacks, it seems. These reflections are just so pretty. Oh, I wish I was there to actually use my camera and take some photos because this is just magnificent. Wow. Catherine, indeed, grey herons are, I know they can be seen in Europe as well, and they are extremely adaptive and amazing how they can hunt for whatever is really available for them, whether that's mice or rats in deep snow, as you say, in winter. So it really is cool to know how and appreciate, I suppose, how amazing that grey heron is. LG7, hello. Thanks for saying hi. Good to hear from you. You want to know if the hardida is the noisy bird in the background. It's actually the Egyptian geese, if I'm hearing the same noise as you are. They are the ones that have been calling incessantly in the background. It seems like a pair has been trying to chase off one other one. I'm not entirely sure. But that does seem to be the dynamics, the bird that we've been hearing there. Yeah, right now, those are Egyptian geese. Sandy, yes. So these are plain zebra, just like the plain zebra that we see in Kenya, but a different subspecies. So, yeah, the whole species subspecies thing is, I suppose, up for debate, and there's things that are changing all the time, specifically within zebra and giraffe. But apparently, plain zebra subspecies Birchall's that we see here in front of us at the moment. And what an interesting marking this zebra on the left has on its rump. These two are almost forming the letter, I don't know, H maybe, or like an R. They come together and touch and then break apart again. David, you'd like to know if zebras are omnivores? No. So they are herbivores. They are strict grass eaters. They graze. You can see them grazing on some something they're finding very delicious here. Some sort of grass material that they're eating. Bill, you want to know if the zebra with that marking is pregnant or is it the wrong time of year? So, it very well could be. Zebras don't have a fixed reason. They can have their young at any time in the year in Southern Africa. So, their gestation is 11 months. So, yeah, this mother could be looking at giving birth towards the rainy season, perhaps towards the end of the year if she's looking quite pregnant already, maybe her last month or two to go. Um, but generally, we see them usually giving birth around the time of the rains where there's more food. Wildebeest are more strict and clearly have their calves all born at the same time, whereas zebra, you may see calves being born at different times of the year, Bill. So very, very likely that female with the mark is pregnant. She's got a very, very round belly. I mean, zebras do have round bellies, but when a mother is pregnant, there's even one a little bit more to the center that's also looking quite pregnant at the moment. Well, this has been really special here at Mantis Founders Lodge, everybody. Wow. And who knows, we may be back a little bit later to check on these zebras that have come to drink here and eat, it looks like. But for now, let's head over for something different and check out what's happening at Tau. Oh my goodness. Wow. There are 3 crocs here, everyone. I haven't had such a good view of them before at Tau, so close to the camera. I'm sure we're zoomed in a bit, but still they are closer than normal, definitely looks like. And you can see on the backs the mud is drying in the sun. It looks like these crocs have been in some of the very thick mud that, as the water level is dropping at Tau, so the mud is becoming more and more. Ja'an, good to hear from you. You say, yes, a croc, my favorite reptile. They are very cool reptiles. And wow, you can really see their teeth, especially the one in the middle sticking out. It's sort of got its mouth slightly ajar. Hudson, no, crocs don't always hang out together. But they can, obviously, we can see that now. This is obviously a good sunny spot, and they all said, oh, well, that's the place to be today. But no, they are, for the most part, quite solitary. But there are certain places in Africa, even in the greater Kruger region, in certain gorges and things like that, where it's sort of breeding grounds for crocs, and they can be a lot of them in one area, but they don't really form family groups or anything. If you imagine like hippos, to form pods and things like that. But I suppose in a way they also enjoy each other's company to an extent, but very much keep to themselves in a lot of ways. How cool to see them moving a bit. It's incredible how they can support that body weight and move quite seamlessly, actually. That one repositioning, maybe just to face the water, maybe to get a more comfy spot for itself. Canine Girl, you say, what a great sighting of these crocs. Yes, absolutely. Awesome sighting. Just when I thought today couldn't get any better. Diane, you are saying interesting colors. Yes, it's the drying mud that is creating quite interesting colors on a usually sort of olivey green color that's normal for a crocodile, with little black sort of spots every now and again along their scales. Mindy, I have some ideas for their respirations per minute, but I don't know for sure. I think it obviously depends on what the croc is doing, lying like this or when they're not doing very much at all. I don't think they take many breaths whatsoever. I think it's all part of their adaptation, especially for reptiles, to use as little energy as possible and to be able to survive taking very little oxygen in, and keep getting their metabolic rate very low so that they can conserve as much energy as possible. So I would maybe say 2 or 3 breaths a minute. I could be completely wrong. I will try and see if there's any clear or decisive info on that front. I do know that they can hold their breath for a while, definitely can stay underwater and not need to breathe if need be. Hudson, not that I know of. The crocodiles in the areas that I know them to be, Africa and Australia, look exactly the same to me. So I don't know of there being any coloration differences, unless, of course, it's a leucistic or albino croc. I've actually seen 2 albino crocodiles before in an aquarium that are completely white in color. But in terms of species, there's one and only. There's only one, which is part of the Crocodilia family, and it is indeed the Nile crocodile. Donna, it's a good question. You want to know if other animals shy away from the watering holes where crocodiles are present. They definitely don't shy away completely. I mean, we've seen all of the species come down and drink here at Tau. So they don't avoid the water holes. They can't, otherwise they won't survive, especially in the dry season. But it does make for easy pickings for the crocs sometimes, especially throughout the dry season. That's where you often see these incredible sightings of a croc grabbing an impala or a zebra or a wildebeest or something like that. But of course, if the animal could choose, it would choose to find water elsewhere where it wouldn't have to worry about a crocodile. But usually they are very cautious and they do know how to spot a croc. And they'll wait until the coast is clear before they have a drink or cross through a river or something like that. David, you'd like to know how many teeth these crocs have. So for these Nile crocodiles, you're looking at anywhere from, I think, at least 64 teeth, and they can sometimes have up to even 68 or so, depending. So that's what you're looking for, all those little very sharp teeth all the way from the front to the back. I believe 30, around 32 at the bottom and 32 on the top. Sandy, you'd like to know how old the crocs are? Impossible for me to say. Crocodiles have very long lifespans. I mean, these are big. The one closest to us looks probably the smallest of all of them. But we could be looking at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, depending. But usually in the wild, not kept in captivity and that sort of thing, the average is about 50 to 60 years, I believe. So when we're looking at such large crocodiles, they could be very well close to that age. They can reach 4 or 5 meters is usually the average size that we see. There have been records of larger crocodiles. That does have to do with genetics, though. Well, this has been awesome to see these crocodiles here at Tau, everyone. Wow, what a sighting, and so lovely to be able to chat about them a little bit. We are going to leave these to continue their sunbathing here at Madikwe. And let's head over to Mantis Founders and see what those zebra are up to. Mindy, hello. You say this has been the most exciting at the Waterhole show I've watched in some time. Thanks to all. Oh, I couldn't agree more. It really has been fantastic. Such a lot of variety, and all mostly at Mantis Founders Lodge, and also just that heron that was here hunting. That was really special and so fascinating to see it make 3 different kills. That was awesome. Ela, it has been a beautiful day at the Waterhole. Puma, you say thank you for another wonderful live at the Waterhole show. It has been fantastic today, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I can't believe we've come to the end. It absolutely flew by today. Unbelievable. I think it is because we had so much to see. Kenango, you particularly enjoyed the little baby elephant and the rhino that we saw. It was the best. Yes, that little baby elephant at Rosie's pan that sort of collapsed in the water and was struggling to stand up. That was really cute as well. Now, remember, everyone, that straight after this, there will be the On Safari show where we look at the highlights of the most recent game drives. And James will be with you this afternoon before you go straight into your very own Sunset Safari, which will be with James, Trish, and Eric. And they're excited to get out and show you what's out there to see this afternoon in the bush. But from myself and the team, wow, what an afternoon at the Waterhole. Thank you so much to everyone for your comments and questions today. It's been a wonderfully vibrant and interactive show. I think my favorite has to be watching the heron and this most beautiful lighting that we had here at Mantis this afternoon. It really has been fantastic. I will be back tomorrow, everyone, so please do make sure that you keep it tuned to Wild Earth. Same time, same place for the live at the Waterhole show. I'm already looking forward to it. If today was anything to go by, we are in for another treat tomorrow. But that's the thing with the bush, you just never know what it would have in store. So it keeps us on our toes for sure. All right, everybody, from myself and the Live in the Waterhole team, please do stay safe, keep well, and have a good evening or morning ahead, depending where you are in the world. And remember to keep it tuned right here to Wild Earth for On Safari next, followed by the Sunset Safari after that. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.
Welcome to On Safari.